Okay, so generative AI is absolutely everywhere, right? It promises to completely change how we do business. But with all that incredible power comes a huge, huge risk. I mean, how do you hand over your company's most sensitive data without it all going completely sideways? Well, the answer is something called AI Guardrails. And today, we're going to break down exactly what they are and why you absolutely need them.
Just think about it for a second. We're handing AI the keys to the kingdom. We're talking about our private data, our customer conversations, our entire business strategy. So let's just start with the most important question first. What happens when it all goes disastrously wrong?
And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. Imagine your sensitive customer data leaking all over the internet, leading to millions in fines. Or picture a customer service bot going rogue, totally destroying your brand's reputation overnight. Or what if an AI just confidently makes stuff up? Experts call these hallucinations, and they could lead your company to make a truly catastrophic business decision. And look, these aren't just hypotheticals anymore. This stuff is happening right now.
So how do you prevent all that chaos? Well, you build a safety net, and that's exactly what AI guardrails are. You should think of them as the essential framework that transforms this powerful, kind of volatile technology into a tool you can actually, trust.
So what are we really talking about here? Well, the key word is comprehensive. An AI guardrail isn't just one piece of software you install. Nope, it's a complete system, a whole package of policies, technical controls, and continuous monitoring, all designed to make sure the AI operates exactly how you want it to, safely, ethically, and, of course, legally.
The best way to think about this is like a multi-layered defense system, like a fortress. You can't just put up one wall and hope for the best, right? Effective AI safety is all about creating checks and balances at every single step of the process.
Which, of course, leads to the next logical question. How does this defense in depth thing actually work in practice? What do these layers of protection even look like?
Well, it really boils down to a pretty simple three-part strategy. First, you inspect everything that's going into the AI. Second, you validate everything that's coming out of it. And third, you secure the entire operational system that it runs on. Input, output, and system. Simple, right? Let's break that down a bit more.
This really breaks it down perfectly. Let's start at the top. Input guardrails. These things scan data before it ever even gets to the AI. A fantastic example is PII masking, which automatically blocks sensitive info like a social security number from ever being processed. Another one is prompt injection detection that stops a malicious user from trying to trick the AI with some cleverly worded command. Then in the middle, we have output guardrails. These check the AI's response before anyone sees it, filtering for things like those dangerous hallucinations we talked about or any toxic language. And finally, you've got the operational guardrails. These manage the whole system, controlling who has access, setting spending limits so you don't get a surprise million-dollar bill, and creating a perfect audit trail of everything that happens.
Okay, so we've got the technology. But how do you actually turn these tools into a real-world strategy? Because, let's be honest, just owning the tech isn't enough. You have to implement it smartly.
A successful strategy really comes down to 4 key pillars. First, you assess your risks for every single way you plan to use AI. Then, you build that multi-layered defense we just discussed. Third, you automate your policies using something called a policy-as-code approach. All that really means is turning your safety rules into code so they can be applied automatically and consistently every single time. And finally, and this is so crucial, you have to be proactive. That's where red teaming comes in. It's basically like hiring ethical hackers to find your AI's weaknesses before the bad guys do. Super important.
So what's next? I mean, as AI gets more complex, more autonomous, human oversight is going to become, well, nearly impossible. The future of AI safety is actually heading towards this fascinating, almost sci-fi concept, guardian agents.
A guardian agent is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a specialized AI whose only job is to watch over other AIs. Think of it as an automated overseer, an AI bodyguard that can monitor, audit, and even step in at machine speed.
And look, this isn't some distant pipe dream. The tech analyst firm Gartner actually predicts a clear 3-phase evolution. They'll start out as simple quality control checkers, flagging errors. Then they'll evolve into observers that can actually explain why an AI did what it did. And finally, they'll become active protectors that can autonomously shut down a rogue AI. Gartner actually believes this will be a disruptive force in the industry by 2029. That's not far away at all.
And really, all of this brings us to the most important takeaway. It is not enough for our AI to be smart. It has to be trustworthy. It's summed up perfectly by this idea that AI must operate not just with intelligence, but with integrity.
And that leaves us with a final, really crucial question to think about. We know for a fact that AI is on a path to becoming exponentially more intelligent. But are we doing enough to make sure that it also becomes wiser? That's the challenge that guardrails and eventually guardian agents are designed to solve. Thanks so much for tuning in.